Hey, Dragon Slayers. It's been a couple of hours since my last meal. Blood sugar's at 118. So I had this birria burger. There's a place that I love here, and they make interesting food and burgers at time. And I love birria in general, so I had to try it. So I ended up eating a little bit of the bun, and then I diced it up, and I just kind of poured the consomme on top of it. Delicious. And then I had like part of a churro milkshake. I maybe had like 25% of it. I gave the other 75% away. So, today's video is all about the importance of the waist to height ratio. The average human has about 30 billion adipocytes, with an average of zero point 0.1 millimeters each. As the adipocytes approach their maximum size, they become more and more insulin resistant. The trouble starts when your subcutaneous fat cells have reached their maximum size and you have exceeded your genetically inherited capacity to grow new cells. Once this happens, excess energy spills it over into your visceral or abdominal fat. This increases your waist size and contributes to the dreaded apple body shape that we all now know is a killer. As you gain more and more visceral fat, often evidenced by increasing abdominal circumference, you get more and more insulin resistant. Eventually, even these visceral fat cells fill up entirely, and then your body starts shoving fat anywhere it can, including your organs, so like fatty liver, for example, and even your blood vessels, which is very not good. By this point, you have reached your personal fat threshold, which is the genetic ceiling or how fat you are able to get. Once you have exceeded this, the result is full-blown type 2 diabetes, a condition where the bloodstream is flooded with energy at all times, blood glucose, and also fat energy in the form of triglycerides. Waist circumference is an excellent proxy for overfilled adipocytes, and waist to height ratio can predict insulin resistance. So, how you measure your waist to height ratio is pretty simple. Step one, you're just going to calculate your height in any unit. You can use inches or centimeters. And then, two, you're going to measure your waist circumference using the same units that you use to measure your height. So, you're going to measure around your belly button all the way around your abdomen, standing up fully relaxed. Three, you're going to divide your waist measurement by your height measurement. And then four, that gives you your goal target. So you want that to be zero point 0.5 or lower. Your ability to grow new fat cells and get fatter prior to developing insulin resistance is genetically determined. Your height or eye, like just like your height or your eye color. Some people are capable of gaining hundreds of pounds prior to becoming significantly insulin resistant and diabetic. Others, however, might have an incredibly low personal fat threshold, and certain genetic groups of people might develop severe insulin resistance and even type 2 diabetes after only gaining a few pounds of abdominal fat. These are the type of people that we refer to as skinny fat, meaning that they look rather lean and have almost no subcutaneous fat, and you might not even notice the abdominal fat storage at all unless you look very carefully around the waist circumference right at the belly button. So this kind of all ties back into what we've talked about in the past with the personal fat threshold and which type of fat cells you have and how many of those fat cells you have. It's all a part of that process that's going to make you metabolically sick. I have only stuck to the PE diet so far religiously for about 7 days. And even in those 7 days, I noticed a dramatic difference in how my blood sugar is controlled over time. I find it to be way easier to control blood sugar on that than any other diet. I have been traveling and just life happens, right? So I haven't stuck to the protocol as religiously as I've wanted to, but I plan to just jump right back into it. You guys should know that progress is slow and steady. You don't have to be 100% on all the time. You just do the best you can, and you're slowly moving that needle towards health, right? And that's really what it's all about. So stay tuned. There's still so much more great information to come. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.